no better place to start than, of course, we might touch on Lissandro in a bit when we get towards the Arsenal bit, but the Frankie de Jong situation has kind of gone the way we expected. Man United's total offer now of 85 million euros has been accepted by Barcelona. They've increased the initial fixed fee by 10 million euros. Most people think that's to try to broker a kind of compromise with this deferred wages that's owed to the player. But there is a split. Will the player say yes? Or will the player say no to Manchester United and stay? What are we saying, people?
I can't help but think of frankly too long when you just said backstage. I can't lie. That's all I can think about.
Well,
I'm gonna go.
You're a Man United fan. Go first. Where's your head at with this deal, brother?
I'm being patient. I've said time and time over again on streams, wherever it is. So I pick up Monts. Obviously, you man must know Monts on Big Six Bands and also Fourth and whatnot. Just be patient with it, because at the end of the day, why are we still in for the deal? It wouldn't make no sense, Tell. So, like, what I'm trying to get at is, like, just be patient. Wait, maybe not going to get it done this week, next week. It's just going to happen. Otherwise, why would two executives go over and still we haven't pulled out? It's Barcelona. They're actually war criminals. Let me tell you that for a fact, yeah? These men, I've never known a club to hold up the transfer market how Barcelona have. 75% of that market is probably down to them. Had it not been sanctioned, I'm just gobsmacked. It's not right, personally.
I hear you on that. Someone's got WhatsApp open. Could you close it down in the background for us, please? It's just coming through on the stream. I hear you on that. I've been very, very patient with this as well. A lot of people haven't. And there's been a lot of banter from Man United fans. It's taking too long. We should walk away. We shouldn't be signing him. He doesn't want to come here. All the bitterness has been coming out. What are you saying, George? Do you think... whose side are you on with this? The British journalists saying that this deal is going to get done. You've had the likes of James Robson, very well connected at Manchester United, saying that they think they can get this done very, very quickly now. You've got Jack Talbot here who said that this is going to complete. But then there is the Spanish media that are saying he's going to say no, he's going to stay and not take a pay cut. What way do you see this going, mate?
No, I personally, look, as much as I've loved to have a laugh at United taking so long on this deal. Sorry, just give me a second.
As that little one's coming in the room, yeah, not a problem. Colin, what about yourself? Like, you've seen all the banter towards Man United fans, but do you feel like United are going to have the last laugh here?
I mean, you can look at it on two sides. At the end of the day, if Ten Hag gets the man that he wants and he's able to utilize him the way he wants to, then it's good business, no matter how long it takes. But from a fan perspective, and watching the whole saga play out. And it's always with United, you know, whoever their main target is, it's always got to be a big song and dance. It's always got to take forever. But the main point is if that's what Ten Hag wants and he's a priority as it seems, if it takes that long, you've got to bring him in. Maybe I need some educating. Maybe I'm missing something. So maybe someone can educate me. I don't understand the whole concept that is Barcelona. I do not understand this modern Barcelona. I don't know how they're making signings. They don't have money to pay his way. Like, this whole saga is a mess. And of course, United would be the ones to be in the middle of it.
Yeah. I think in terms of Barca, they're at a point where if you actually look at the wages they're offering Lewandowski, Jules Koundé, and Bernardo Silva, I saw a Barca fan break this down. Collectively, they'll be getting paid the same amount as Frankie de Jong will be getting paid next year. So his salary, especially because he deferred it during lockdown, he now moves on to an £18 million a year salary for the next 4 years. What they're essentially, the problem they've got all this new money coming in at Barca. There's a new rule in La Liga, which means only 70% of your income can be spent on salary. If Frankie stays on that money and doesn't lower his wages, which he said no to, they essentially can't sign and register some of these new players that they're looking at. So although they've done the deal for Rafinha and all these things are done, there's still a lot of murmurings coming out of Spain that these players haven't been officially registered yet because they can't. So you're right to be confused, because it's a lot of people are like, and that's why Frankie de Jong's camp are annoyed, because they're like, hang on, so you're affording all these new players, but you can't afford to pay us our money, which I think, which is just crazy in itself. But George, sorry, you had to shoot off for a second there. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, no, look, I think personally, I do think the deal's going to get done. Barca don't want him. They've made it very clear that he's not wanted there. They've replaced him already with Kessie. So he's in a position where he can fight for the money, like you guys have said, but I think he's going to end up he's going to give up in the end because it's a losing battle. He's going to want to play football at the end of the day. He's got the opportunity to go to Man United to play under his old coach, and he's still going to be getting a fairly decent wage at Man United. So I think the deal's going to go through as long as it has taken. It is going to be a very good signing, a bit of a hefty fee, considering it's taking so long. I think Barcelona should have dropped the price a bit, but I suppose you got it done in the end, and I think it will be done within the next few days or so. We expect it to happen.
Well, that's what they're suggesting, that it's going to be 2 completed deals this week for Man United in Lisandro Martinez and him, about £109 million in total, which is not bad. What do any of you think it could still go wrong, though? Do any of you think he's going to say no? Does anybody think that? Or realistically?
No, of course, though. Like, there's always a chance. Obviously, again, I'm not a United fan, so I couldn't care less. But
yes, you do. Yes, you do. You care. Who do you support? Who do you support?
Chelsea, mate. Chelsea.
Yeah, you definitely care. All you man care. You want this. You want us to fail. We've been in the mud for so long. You man are hoping this still fails. I'm not having it. Yeah, yes, you do, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. Nah, man. You man. That's why you're all smiling right now.
And do you know what the issue? The lifelong issue of the United fan is main character syndrome. Like, no one cares anymore. We don't care. We actually don't. Everyone buys players. Arsenal bought Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal are buying players left, right, and centre. Chelsea are buying players. Tottenham are even flipping buying players. Tottenham are buying experience, buying young players. Everyone can buy players now. No one cares about no one cares anymore. So obviously the main character syndrome, you can have it, but look, it's been 10 years now. We don't care anymore. Like, United are perfect. You're part of the rest now. You're part of the crew. Like,
is it?
After splashing the cash in secondary school, you now want to chill with all the man them, and we're like chill.
You think? I'm not gonna. I can agree to that extent, yeah. But you know what? This just reminds me of: it's hated, adored, but never ignored. That's what it is. We're always going to be the main character, bro. And it don't matter if we're 6th, 5th, 7th, 10th. We're always going to be the main character. How about that?
And that's so good that you believe that. And that is
no, but it's all right though. But I can be reasonable, innit? I hear a lot of your points, but you man definitely want us to still fail. We're even getting bantered by Tottenham, bro. You know how
wait, Kaz, I think you're getting this wrong. That what you need to understand is no one's afraid of them anymore. So no one cares.
We know that.
We know. Look, me, Daniel. We're worried about top 4. We're worried about what Liverpool, Man City doing.
Bro, why do you care about being in the top 4? You're getting knocked out of the Champions League ASAP, anyways, bro. Nah, what? You get one little Champions League in how many years, yeah? And you think you're gonna do bits?
Hey, looking straight down at you, bro.
That's nice. But you, after we smacked you 3-0 and everything, they're still looking down. Allow it, man. You lot in the I Tottenham respectfully doing very well though.
The point I wanted to make, though, is that, look, with the Frankie de Jong situation, it's like any other player. It's principle for him. He just wants to get his money. And I think he should want to get his money. I think it's a bit like, why should I leave all that money on the table and make a move when I'm not particularly, like, desperate to leave? Obviously, the banter's there, innit? And everyone's done it and everyone's going to do it for me. So I don't need to join in on that. Like, the banter is there, like, oh, you're forcing him to sign. I don't even think it's about that. I don't think he's desperate to leave. However, if Barcelona pay him his money and then they agree to fee and whatnot, he will go to Man United and he's more than happy to play for his former coach, innit? I just think that we've seen deals like this where things can be agreed and then like, look at Rafinha, for example. Obviously, he was hell-bent on moving to Barcelona, and although it was different circumstances with the Chelsea deal, I still think there was a scenario there where if Barcelona weren't able to register him, Chelsea would have been able to sign him. Do you know what I mean? It's the same in this situation where I think if Barcelona are able to give him the wages, he will sign for Man United. If they aren't, I think he will stay. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's necessarily
We're going to move on to the Kimpembe deal a little bit later, but some of the reports coming out today are, well, he actually wants to stay at PSG, but it's PSG that want to sell him. Now, of course, he isn't owed 17 million euros to hold up this deal. But that's the thing. The banter's fine. George and we were chatting in the group chat earlier. Like, the banter doesn't bother me for a little while. But it's when I start seeing, like, I saw a professional football intermediary today say that United should walk away no matter what. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to leave, so there's no point signing him. And I'm like, that's when banter goes too far. And I asked him privately, like, do you really mean that? He's like, yeah, it's ridiculous that anybody would sign him. I'm like, so based on that logic, Jong has to retire. I mean, I can take the banter, but people are like going so far with it now. It's unbelievable. But look, I think it will happen. I think it will happen. I've said it for weeks now. I just can't imagine United going this far, this deep, this level of negotiations, and Ten Hag that knows him personally, the agent who has 3 players already at our club. There's no way we go this far without the agent saying he'll sign if you get the deal agreed and the wages get kind of sorted out. And that's why I made a $5,000 charity bet. If everything was accepted and the deferred wages were out the way, I think he'll say yes. He's not an idiot. So it's going to be interesting to see the way this kind of goes. Obviously, Lisandro Martinez is through the door now as well. Like, I know everyone's waiting for the here we go. We don't need a goddamn here we go. They left him out of training today. He's a Man United player. He's going to be one of our new centre-backs. How good, Kaz, do you think Man United's transfer window has been so far in terms of the players that have come in, plus with the 2 or 3 more we're looking at? Are you excited about the way it could go this season, or do you still think a lot more is needed, or are you underwhelmed? Like, where's your head at with Man United's transfer window?
You just put about 10, 15 different thoughts in my head with all of that. You know what it is? I am excited. There's no Man United fan cannot say after that Liverpool game, yes, you got smashed in. I'm going to take that because let's face it, other way round, it's either... Look. Let me just address this real quick, yeah? We saw some football, and it wasn't the greatest, but it was something, innit? And it's something we haven't seen since probably Louis van Gaal, and he got 4th choice players. At the end of the day, I am excited, yeah. I see Marcel Dinko over Alisson. Where's he getting them cool vibes from? I'm sorry, yeah. Like, it's either them or us at the end of Terry, right? 3 years ago, we was in LA. We lost. Shaqiri scored in his debut in pre-season. Who got it? Man United or Liverpool? Liverpool fans were doing the exact same thing, so I'm going to give it the same back. But it is exciting for me. But reality is with the transfers, we got to remember, this Man United board has not changed that much significantly. We don't know a lot of information about them. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with 3 signings only for this whole window. I'm not joking. It's that reality that I have to put myself towards. Like, yeah, it's great being optimistic. We were probably all optimistic when we saw Ronaldo. Then we got brought back down to level. Then you're like, oh damn, Ollie's actually still in charge. This is going to be a mess. So at the same time, it's nice. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this season. Very optimistic, but I'm going to be realistic, man. It's probably going to get a lot worse than it before it gets better. And that's just me being realistic now as a fan. But on the same side, if we beat Liverpool 3rd game in, I'm going to scream we're winning the league more than anybody, just to get on their nerves.
Patrick's here watching. He said, Man United fans are shameless. First talking about Spurs and now celebrating a pre-season win against Liverpool's D team / youngsters.
So why did the first team not score against us then, Terry? Well, our second team, they went on 1-0 then. All right,
listen, everyone knows this about me. I don't take pre-season seriously in terms of results. But what I did laugh at is I've watched pre-seasons where we've looked really poor in games, and it's like, oh my God, look how bad United are. We look good, and it was just like rubbish. It was like, doesn't matter. Listen, when you're the biggest team in the country, the most famous team in the country, the team that has put all of you through pain in your lives, of course, people are going to bask in the glory now when we're not very good. And I think that's expected. You get what I mean? You've got to think about this as well. And Spurs fans, I will speak about Spurs for a minute. I like Spurs. My dad's a Spurs fan. I said this to his face a few times as well. This has been the best era your club's had since Bill Nicholson. And it's been our worst era in 50 years. We've still won 3 more trophies than you. Like, that's the levels and the difference between our 2 football clubs. Like,
I thought we were talking about off camera.
I love that.
Dead banter.
Guy, keep talking. Keep talking.
Terry, come on, bro. You're talking about having a better era, about 1950s. We don't care about all of that.
Well, when you last won a trophy.
Of course,
Of
course you care about it. You know, the reason I know you all care about it, like, I don't even believe Dan when he goes, oh, we don't care about United. If you didn't care about us, you wouldn't banter us. I never banter Tottenham other than on the days they lose games. You know why? Because it's irrelevant. You finishing in front of us doesn't bother me. Who you sign doesn't bother me. Because if we get it right with who we recruit, we will overtake you and be in front of you. It's not a problem. You're like also runs. I'm not worried about Tottenham ever in my life. Even if
can you really say that though, Terry?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Tottenham. I'm worried about Conte. I can't lie.
What I mean is that if Spurs win the league, I feel zero emotion. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't worry me. It's why everybody wants Man City to win the league over Liverpool, over Chelsea, over whoever else is challenging, because no one really cares. Like, so that's my point. Everyone cares.
if you really want to like dive deeper into it, it's not necessarily about caring about the team. It's the people you know. If you think about it, like it's the people. Because really and truly, I would say that there was a point in my life where I didn't know a lot of Liverpool fans till I started doing the content creation team, and then having a lot of friends who are Liverpool fans, and then I don't want them to win. Like I never actually was bothered by Liverpool like doing things for themselves. But yeah, I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. But the question I did have though is that obviously, yeah, you're excited, recruitment, da-di-da-di-da. Maybe you're going through like a different line in terms of your recruitment, where you're trying to build a team and the identity of the manager. Do you think that so far, and this is including if Frankie de Jong gets completed as well, there's an over-reliance maybe on replicating Ajax? Like with the signings, it's everyone he's used to and has had before is coached and they're coming into the Premier League, and obviously they're going to be, they know what he expects. Training's going to be a walk in the park for them because they know what the manager demands. But obviously, as we know, the Premier League is so different when the whistle's going.
I think it's a really good question, and I think that there's a lot of managers that haven't done what he's looking to do, and then you've had people like Jose in his whole career has taken some players to 2 or 3 clubs. Like some managers like to do that. Antonio Conte is an example. You know, quite a number of Italian-based players and players he's managed in the past. He's tried to get to the football club. So all managers do this. I think that the unique thing here with Man United is this: we are in the pits as a team on the field of play. We're in the gutter, and he has to. Although he's got time in this rebuild, he has to get us playing well early. I don't think he can kind of wait to like go out there, recruit different types of players, bring them in, take longer gelling them together. He's even targeting 2 or 3 players that he wanted to buy when he was at Ajax. That is his style of football. That is how he wants to play. So it makes sense to buy players that come from that ilk and from that background, if that makes sense. So it's not really a concern for me. My bigger worry is longer term with Man United, and do we stay the course? You spend 5 years with him. I don't want the next manager to be an Antonio Conte. That's with no respect to Conte, but it's a completely different style and brand of football. It would mean that everything you've built is then going to be ripped down again. That's the bigger concern for me. But overall, like, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with the window. To be fair, like we've signed some really good players. So who knew after coming 6th and being crap?